Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on King Lear, and today we get to hear mostly from King Lear, but then there's one little bitty line from Kent thrown into the middle of it. And we are now in Act 3, Scene 4. So the stuff that's going on, Lear has been kicked out of Goneril's, Regan's, Gloucester's, whatever. He's sort of wandering around in the middle of nowhereness and in this storm, and he was trying to control the elements, and that wasn't really working for him, and blah 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 blah. And Kent and the fool are like, there's a hovel over there that will provide some shelter, so we should get you in there. So they go to the hovel, and then yesterday in the interim we find out that Gloucester is kind of sort of under house arrest. Well, not necessarily house arrest right now. He's been denied access or rights over his house right now for standing up for Lear. And we also know that the armies of Cornwall and Albany have started to come together. And we know that Edmund is doing everything in his power to betray his father so that he can get his inheritance, his father and his brother. So anyway, so now here we are in Act 3, Scene 4, and we're right outside the hovel, and they're still going to get in there, and they get there, and Lear and Kent and the fool are both like, come on inside, let's get you inside out of the storm. And Lear's like, let me just leave me alone for a minute, just leave me alone. And they're like, come on, you're gonna catch your death out here. And he says, thou think'st 'tis much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin, so 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. Thou'st shun a bear, but if thy flight lay towards the roaring sea, thou'dst meet the bear in the mouth. When the mind's free, the body's delicate, the tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else save what beats there, filial ingratitude. Is it not as this mouth should tear this hand for lifting food to it? But I will punish home. No, I will weep no more. In such a night to shut me out. Pour on! I will endure. In such a night as this. Oh, Regan, Goneril, your old kind father, whose frank heart gave all. That way madness lies. Let me shun that, no more of that. Good my lord, enter here. Prithee, go in thyself. Seek thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things would hurt me more. But I'll go in. In, boy, go first. They go inside. All except Lear. You houseless poverty. Nay, get thee in. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoever you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, how shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness defend you from seasons such as these? I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp, expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayest shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just. So it's this whole thing is a little bit of a it's almost like a come to Jesus moment for Lear. He starts out encouraging them to go in the hovel because it sounds like he's enjoying the storm, and well, not necessarily enjoying, but it's like he needs the storm to try to distract him from the storm that's going on in his brain that was brought about by his family betraying him, filial ingratitude. And he can't think about anything else, and he's so angry at his daughters because he gave them everything that he had, and they've kicked him out into the storm. And he's like, no, but if I keep going around in those circles, then I'm gonna go crazy. And then Kent is like, come on inside. And he's like, no, just like, I need just like one more minute. I need like one more minute by myself. And when Kent and the fool go into the hovel, he takes a moment and he ponders on like the poorer people in his kingdom who don't have clothing or housing or access to food, all of that kind of stuff. And then he has this moment where he says, I have taken too little care of this, which I think is a big thing for him, because I don't know as a king that he was empathetic to the plight of the common man. And now here he is in the position of the common man. You know, he's been kicked out. All he has is the clothes on his back. He doesn't have a house to go to. He just has these two people that are telling him to go into a hovel. And he's starting to regret some of the decisions that he's made in his life. So it's kind of a big thing. And then oftentimes they have him start tearing at his clothes at this point, or at least removing some of his clothing for the, take physic pomp, expose thyself to feel what wretches feel. He wants to actually put himself in the place of these people who he has kind of sort of maybe failed as a leader. So anyway, that's what that one's all about. Isn't that fun? So shortly after he says this, the fool and Kent come running back out of the hovel along with Edgar, who's in disguise as poor Tom and spouting nonsense. And we will get to hear some of that nonsense tomorrow. I will see you then. Mwah.